You're my first one-on-one.
Woohoo! I'm excited.
So, do you know Adrienne Barker?
Yes.
Okay. So have you seen her streaming live on Be Live?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I was on with her, I think yesterday, and she was like, listen, I really want to meet your friends. I really want everybody to do this. And I thought, heck yeah, we should be doing one-on-ones anyways. We do them all the time. We do some networking, and we really haven't been, right? Because we're all social distancing. So I figured, and her and I were talking about you, and I was like, let's start with Terri. So
Hopefully good. Trouble's always in the house, and I'm always trying to find some kind of good trouble.
there you go. So and you say that because you introduce yourself as Terri, aka Trouble, which I remember the first time I met you, I was like, what are you talking about? You're also like 6 foot what? How tall are you?
I'm 6'3" with my little 2-inch heels.
There you go. So I was like, Trouble, and she's 6 foot, and I'm like itty bitty. So
I know. I think you came into my chest.
pretty much, yeah. But we connected immediately, and I was like, oh my god, she's so nice. And Terri, tell everybody a little bit about you, because you have a husband who is retired first responder. You have children. Just tell me a little bit about your personal life. I want people to know you, the amazing Terri that I know.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So, yes, Terry, I'm with the Oakland Insurance Services. I have a beautiful family. My husband, who was a police officer in Castleberry for 24 years, he was a canine officer. He got hurt at work, and so he's been retired for the last couple of years. And then I have a 21-year-old Garrett Shroduom and Cody Shroduom, my 16-year-old. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I have no girls.
The
I'll stick to my boys.
20-year-old.
Yes, I have his girlfriend, my oldest son Garrett, his girlfriend Anne Marie. She's absolutely beautiful. I love her. She's like my daughter, so it's really cool. She don't take no crap from him, so I love it. Yeah, but yeah, so I live here in DeLand. So we're doing this live in DeLand, and I've been here for 5 or 6 years now, and I love it. And I work in Ormond, and I think you know, I've been doing insurance for 29 years, and I love what I do. I love working for the Oakland Insurance Services. They have been, they've been really awesome. I've been with them for almost five and a half months now, and it's been great. It's been wonderful.
Now you're really involved in the community, which is one of the things that I absolutely love about you, because anyone who knows me knows that my purpose and my passion is community stuff. That's why I love this community. And in my opinion, you, you resemble a lot of that too. I mean, you are an ambassador of the Daytona Regional Chamber of Commerce, which is where we met. We met at a business after hours. Do you remember that?
Yep, over in Stetson, after hours at Stetson is
Mm-hmm.
really cool. And then we went over to the Georgia Street to like a little bar restaurant area and hung out with some people and had a great time. That's where I got to know you. It was
There you go.
nice.
And then she's also an ambassador at the Ormond and at the Land Chamber of Commerce. And you just go, go, go. I mean, you're at everything. So people think I have a crazy schedule. And then when I look at your schedule, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's got a crazy schedule.
It does get crazy with this whole thing going on with this coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
I miss going out there and socializing. I miss my after hour events. I miss my people. I miss you guys. And I can't wait until this is all over, hopefully sooner than later. But absolutely, being part of being an ambassador to me is a wonderful thing. To be able to, 'cause sometimes when you go to these after hour events or an event, you get people that get over in the corner and they're all scared and stuff. Oh no, not with me. I pull them out. I pull them out and say, hey, I start introducing them to everybody. It's all about working together on one team and introducing them and getting them to know people and getting them to come out of their shell. Because sometimes it's scary when you come into a room full like 100 people, 75 people. It's scary.
Absolutely. I will say though, obviously I've only been here we're going into our third year of business. I happen to think that this is an easy community to network, and everybody's super friendly.
Absolutely.
I've networked at other places where I'm like, oh, it's very intimidating. But here I felt like everybody was so nice. And oh my gosh, I remember meeting you and we were sitting around a round table and there wasn't that many people at that Stetson. one. I can't remember why, but it was like in the middle of.
I think the parking was horrible and no one can find it. A
That's
lot of people, it was horrible. Yeah, beautiful place,
FYI.
beautiful. Yeah, you got to get there early, guys. If you go to Stats, you got to get there early because that parking is. Woo.
So
Yeah.
we met, and I remember we really connected. I have a cough drop because I have this really annoying cough. I swear I don't have coronavirus. I just have a tickle in my throat, so bear with me. So we met at that business after hours. And what's interesting is we've kind of crossed paths. We have some friends that we both are really good friends with, but we never really like sat down and hung out, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And
In the beginning.
in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then recently, I'm trying to think, what month are we in?
It's all blending together.
So we planned our trip to Puerto Rico, and then Maria Davila from Healthy Souls says, "Hey, I'd like to bring somebody along on this trip." When we turned it into a rescue mission, and she mentioned you, and I was like, "Absolutely," because we'd met and we talked, and we're both ambassadors, so it's not like we hadn't interacted. And you're a hugger, and I'm a hugger, so
I got to get the Terri love, the trouble love. I got to smother you with the love. I can't help
I
myself.
I love it. So that's
Mm-hmm.
that's the hardest part of this for me. So you came on our trip, and at first we weren't sure if you were going to make it because your mom was not doing well. Now your
Mm-hmm.
mom is home, right? So tell us a little bit about that. I'm so happy.
Oh, I am so excited. Mom, before we went on the trip to Puerto Rico, mom got sick. And my mom's had COPD in the last year and a half. She's been up and down. Last 2 years, she's been up and down, but the last year and a half, she's done really better. And then they put her on this new medication and it shut her down. So she's been in the hospital since January this year. January. She just got home 3 days ago, and I'm so excited to her assisted living. And at first, she was scared and nervous, and they got so bad where they had to
Yeah.
put a thing down her throat and revive her because that medicine they gave her hypertension in her body. But y'all have seen my story. I love my mama. She's my rock. She's my everything. And I cannot wait again till this coronavirus, I'll say this a few times, is over with because I'm so excited. Because when she was in the hospital, I was able to stay with her every night. But then when they got moved over to the rehab facility, I couldn't do it. I had to go outside. Sun or rain, whatever is not stopping me from seeing my beautiful mom. So with that being said, she was kind of nervous. She was kind of like, I can't see her. I can't touch her right now. And it's going to be about, almost a week. And I can't wait until this coronavirus is over with so I can have my sleepover with her. So we can have a girls' weekend. I sleep in her bed with her and we snuggle up and just, it's just the best, because it was scary almost
Yeah.
losing her. And she's my everything. My brother Shawnee and Mikey and my other brothers and sister Bobby, Letha, and Leland. We've been just we all love my mom so much, and she was there. My brothers are my half brothers and sister, and she was there for them growing up. And she's just a strong woman. 48 and a half years of taking care of people, and she still does it. It's so amazing. Like I'm on the phone with her when she was in the rehab facility, and she goes, oh no, and she starts screaming, help. I'm screaming on the phone, mom. My heart dropped to my feet. And she comes back on the phone a couple minutes later. I'm like, Mom, what is going on? Oh my gosh, I'm about to call 911. And she goes, Terri, my roommate fell out of bed and I had to help her, you
Oh.
know? And it was just like, Mom will never stop change. She'll never, where she lives at assisted living, they have a workout stuff that they do. And these people are all between 60, 70, 80, 90, 104 years old. We have somebody 104 years old that lives
That's
there.
amazing.
Oh, it's so fantastic. And so they were supposed to have this lady come in and do exercises because you have to exercise because once you stop moving, it's not good, especially when you
Right.
have the arthritis and stuff. And so she goes, you know what? I'm going to help. She put 15 packets of paper together and they have their own groups that meet up in the little room and they do their own exercises. And Mom and Miss Barbara sit there and put it together and they make sure. And Miss Barbara says, she goes, tell your mom that she needs to get back home because I don't do my exercises as good as I should when she's there. I'm like, oh, so,
And of course, we all got to interact with her while we were in Puerto Rico
oh, yeah.
through the through the phone, which was great. And then when we came back and we did our wrap-up meeting, of course, she joined us there as well. So, we
She was so proud of us.
I didn't think that you were going to go. And then she was like, there's no way that she was going to miss it. And of course, I loved having you on the trip. So let's talk about Mujeres on a Mission.
Absolutely. Go
So,
ahead.
we came back to from Puerto Rico, and obviously we had no idea that we were going to come back to our own kind of situation. So we really haven't talked a lot about our trip, and truth be told, I think for a lot of us when we came back, it was hard to talk about it. It was hard.
Yeah, I think it's hard to talk about it. It was a lot emotional. It was emotional. You have a wonderful, beautiful family. Oh my gosh, your father, your aunt, your cousins, just all of them are phenomenal. And what we experienced there was just amazing. It was to be able to give our love to them, because they're out there living outside in tents and not even in tents on the ground outside, sleeping out there. And just to be able to go over there and help and assist was phenomenal. But when getting back too, because we had to get back into gear, and because we were gone for 4 days, 3 nights, right? So we
Yeah.
had to get back into mode and try to catch up and get back in the groove with work, with reality.
Right.
But it was amazing. I can't even after we got back, mom ended up getting sick. I really haven't had time with being busy at work and mom to be able to sit down. I want to put the story together. And I really do want to do that. I want people to know what we did out there and see what those people were going through. The little people, the little lady, when I hugged her, I swear I could have wrapped around her twice and just smothered her. And she started to cry. And then, of course, I started to cry because y'all know I'm a big baby.
You cried a lot on this trip. I am a crier, but just for the record, Terri cried more than I did, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good tears. It was good tears to be able to help somebody that didn't have no clean water, didn't have no electricity, to live in that little 500, 600 square foot house with the one window with the wood window.
Mm-hmm.
And they had nothing. And the house was just, it wasn't the best shape, but they had what they had. But they have 20 kids, 20 kids. And but she was so beautiful. And when she started to cry, I said, can I hug her? 'Cause I didn't want to touch her without her permission, and she hugged me back. It was such a beautiful, it's such a beautiful embracement that it was just absolutely amazing. And of course I cried, because she was crying, and I was like, you gotta stop, because it's just, it's all good. It was so, she needed it. She's out there, way out there in the yonder, all by herself with her husband. All the kids are grown up and stuff. And what we do, tell them about the bucket, what they did with the bucket, so she can have all that water, that she didn't have that fresh water.
The filters.
Yes.
So I'll kind of go over a little bit of what happened on Mujeres on a Mission. So our Mujeres on a Mission trip started. We had 2 weeks to prepare, fundraise, and get everything that we needed. And we had a crazy amount of support between franchisees, community partners, our friends, and our family. So we traveled with 35 suitcases.
Yes. I thought, oh my gosh, that was so many suitcases. How are we going to get these all to the airport?
Jamie Barclay
Thank God.
drove all the suitcases and Maria to the airport, but we traveled with all of those from Orlando International to Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. So,
Yeah.
And I'll share after this one of the posts from Puerto Rico where you can see everything. It was insane, but it was beautiful. It was so awesome. It was so great because we prayed about it. We knew it was something we were going to do. And then we got everything that we needed. I mean, everything was donated. We had 250 pounds of medical supplies, 200 blankets, sleeping bags, first aid kits. We provided 2.5 million gallons of water in Puerto Rico, which is amazing because you don't see it when you're working it, right? It's not until
Right.
you put everything together that you realize what's been done. But we traveled with those suitcases because the day before 100 tents were donated. So
Mm-hmm.
they were put on the plane that was supposed to take all the suitcases. So we had to travel with suitcases, and we were not sure how we were going to do that. But a donation came in last minute, and they
Which
paid.
was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
paid for all the suitcases. So it was a beautiful trip. But I was telling Adrian, she mentioned about putting you on, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to tell you. because we traveled with various people. And
There's 7 of us, right?
so we had all mujeres except for Chris Toes.
Oh, I love my Christos.
I love Chris too, I have to say. What an amazing human being, right?
Oh
And I
yes,
feel that
absolutely.
way, about everybody who went on the trip, but especially you. So I there was this tenderness. I said this during my RBC group to Jamie Gallegos, and I was having a hard time saying it then. But when you take people to your country that don't know anything about the culture, um, the part of Puerto Rico that we're from at the beach side, and the area where all these earthquakes were happening, is very humble. It's very much second world like.
Mm-hmm.
And you're always kind of afraid of what like the impression people are going to have of your culture. And we definitely had some different personalities on the trip, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
I felt like, from everybody, the way that you interacted with my people, not my family, my people, my culture, with there being a language barrier, the kindness that you expressed to everybody on that trip. I remember I was telling Adrian on our interview that we were all like waiting when we went to the church in Lares. We were all waiting for the next thing, and there's Terri, playing basketball with the boys, boys at at one of the camps, one of the tent cities, and it was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were smiling, and when we first got there, they were all just kind of sitting around, trying.
Bored. They were so bored.
They were bored. So of course, Terry's playing, basketball, and then we go to the tent city, and Terri finds this one lady in her car, like off to the side, and she's giving her hugs and helping, and I just felt like through the whole trip, like I don't know, there was this different side of Terri that I hadn't seen. That I mean,
The love.
obviously,
They
yeah,
needed love.
but
Yeah.
not everybody was like you. Like I felt like yours was so genuine, and you were so,
Absolutely.
oh my gosh, like anybody messes with Terri, they're gonna have to deal with me.
It is. I am so just to be able to go on that trip. I remember when me and Jamie Gallegos was kind of thinking about going. We weren't sure.
Oh my god.
It was kind of scary about the earthquakes and stuff,
Yeah.
and we were just like we were scared. Do we really want to go? I mean, oh my gosh, earthquakes, the tsunami talking. They were talking tsunami stuff, and then I'm like, yes, we're gonna go.
Tsunamis, weren't they?
Yeah, listen, I watched that movie. That family, no, they got washed away, and they found each other at the end. It was crazy. But I was like, you know what? We're gonna put our big girl panties on, and we're gonna go do this. And Jamie was not able to join us. She was there in heart and soul. Rick had someone pass away in the family, so they
Yeah.
couldn't come. I so wanted her to come. I'm like, seriously, she's not coming. I'm going because she's going, and you're going, and all the people are going. And it was so amazing. And when you go into it some more, your dad, phenomenal, put us up in his house. Was it a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, right?
It
Three
was
bedroom, three bedroom, 1 bath.
yeah.
Beautiful home. Okay. He welcomed us. Like, when I first met him, I gave him a hug, because like we are huggers, right?
We are huggers.
And he's like half the size of me. And I was like, I'm just like, oh, he's like, oh my gosh. But he was so gentle and so kind. And we all, like, Chris slept on top of the bunk bed. Me and Maria slept on the bottom. You had the 2 girls in the middle room, Kathleen.
Me and Deborah slept together. I slept with my dad. Trevor slept in the pantry room.
It was perfect though. We couldn't get nobody. If we needed to squeeze a couple more people in there, we would have been able to. And your dad would have loved it. And but it was so 1 bathroom, 1 shower, and we managed to do it. It was so it was so just perfect. It was so awesome. And I was like, your dad driving. Oh my god, I was gonna die. It's a red light. Red light. What time is it? It's like 4:30. I don't know. It was late when we got to your dad's house in the morning. I think it was like 4:30. Wasn't it 4:30, 3:30, 4:30, something like that?
3:30 or 4:30 in the morning, and he ran every red light. There was
I'm like
no one on the road.
I'm like red light, red light. my feet were implanted into the bottom of the floorboard, and I'm thinking I'm gonna puke. I'm gonna get sick. But they don't. They are in that country. They don't. After 12 o'clock, you don't have to stop for a red light. I'm like,
I don't know that you don't have to stop. I think that's a rule that they've implemented, that they just don't stop because there's no cars on the road and no police watching. Uh,
I
so
was so
Dad, be
nervous.
careful
I'm
because
like, close
they're
my
gonna be looking
eyes.
for you.
Hmm?
I said, so Dad, be careful because they'll be looking now for you. What did you say?
It was so, I thought I was gonna puke, but it was so amazing. I was so excited to get home and just put my head on the thing and sleep because we were going. We got to the airport. The 30 some guy came. Your dad hired some guy to put all those 33 suitcases, or what?
No, it was Maria Davila's people from Healthy Souls came, brought a pickup truck, filled that thing up to the top,
To the top, girl,
and then
to the top, and then some.
yeah, but it's true. We didn't sleep. I mean,
No.
some of it might have been the adrenaline. The other part was just like for me, I stayed up talking with my dad till 6 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? And then we were supposed to be up at 8 o'clock, and we wanted to go see some of the island Saturday morning. And then, like, even after we packed up the 12-foot box truck full of stuff to start delivering, like, we wanted to spend time together, and talk
Hmm.
because we had really not built our relationship. I mean, professionally we had, right? But I
Right.
feel like it was such a good trip. I mean, I would do it again in a heartbeat.
We're definitely doing it. We're definitely going back out there. I'm just not sure when. We got all this stuff going on.
And
I'm
we're supposed
so.
to be back. We were supposed to be back last week.
uh, Can you
So
imagine? There's no traveling there right now. There's just like it's not safe.
I know
But
Dad.
I definitely want to go back. I definitely want to go back and see your dad and his sister. Oh, she was so. Velma was so. Oh my God, so wonderful. And I want
Oh,
to see your cousin dance again. And it wasn't all about it. It wasn't all about. Some people out there just going on vacation, but it wasn't about that. It was about going and helping the people. And like, oh, you're going to go vacation? No, there's no vacation. I think I stuck my toes in the water for like not even 10 minutes, and
mhm.
not even. And it was absolutely, the scenery was beautiful. Your dad was a great tour guide. I've never been there before.
Right.
And
Yeah, we do need to go back on vacation. We were Saturday morning. We drove around Isabela, which is the town that we're from, just so that you guys could see the culture. Right. We went to eat and
Mhm.
stuff, and then Saturday night we were with my family. And then we went back and got everything ready for the next 2 days of distribution. But Maria and Trevor were not with us when we went to sightsee Saturday morning. They actually went and were assessing so that we could go back the next 2 days,
Mhm.
which was really helpful. Of course, it was awesome to have her on that trip. I mean, it just kind of worked out. It's not every day that you plan something like that, and you've got a relief company that's a relief organization that's part of your chamber, that's reputable and that is so amazing, like her. I mean,
She did phenomenal. I mean, we did great fundraising money together and stuff. We worked together as a team because there's no I in team. We all came together and worked together. Craig with Mama Mia's and Orman, I think we fundraised $1,900 that night, which was phenomenal. And again, Craig with Mama Mia's over off of West Granada. Thank you so very much from our hearts. You were just amazing. He donated all $500 in food. That wasn't including that
that was
$1,900.
a
It was
fun
just.
night. DJ Dynasty
Oh yeah.
DJ'd for us, and yeah, that was great. Sam Adams did he was our MC.
DJ. Yeah, I was gonna say DJ, yeah. And then we had DJ too. Dynasty was there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was awesome. And he donated his time. It's all, when you build. I've been in Ormond now for 6.5 years,
Mhm.
and the relationships being built. I never was an ambassador prior to coming to Ormond. I never knew anything about the chambers, and it's just such a beautiful thing. And the relationships that you build are phenomenal. You have fresh guacamole. Oh my gosh,
Mhm.
he is just, Jose is so wonderful and great, and what he did for us was
Yep.
just phenomenal. You had Tipsy Taco, you just had all these wonderful, Lena, she's fantastic. Anytime ever, even with this trip or anything, I need anything. If I'm doing a fundraiser, if I'm doing something, I need door prizes, I can always rely on my local businesses. That's so important. And we have Nikki's Korean Kitchen. She's always been great. Nikki and her husband are awesome, Rick, and yeah, it's just wonderful how everyone came together to get that
Yeah,
going.
and it's such a trying time because our restaurants are as everyone knows, practically shut down. They're open for, for pickup
Delivery.
and delivery, and even then, a lot of people, if they're immune compromised, are not really bringing in food to their home. You know what I mean? Like they're not doing that. So, they're really, the service industries are really suffering right now. I know you guys are working from home, but you sounded like you were busy today. So I was happy to hear
Oh,
that
I've been,
the
I've
rock is
been
going.
absolutely. You touch on it again when I touched it. With these local businesses are together. You have again Tipsy Taco. You have Fresh Guacamole. You have Carlos Las Bistro. You have 31. You have the garage, you have the grind, you have all these wonderful companies that are staying open. And it's not easy. Carlos from Las Bistros, I mean, anytime, guys, listen, anytime you see somebody share something that they have food out there, $7.99 for a box lunch from Carlos at Las Bistro. You got these $5 subs from Craig at Mama Mia's. You got all this great food everywhere that's they're still keeping open. How can you do it? So many people had to be laid off.
Mm,
Okay. Now
yeah.
you asked if I have been busy. I've been, we are so blessed. The Oakland Insurance Services, I have such a great boss. We are able to work from home and get things done. We are here for our customers. We're still writing home insurance. We're still writing auto insurance, boat insurance, flood insurance. We're writing all this. The world doesn't stop because coronavirus is here. But I'm just very blessed to still be able to work from home and be able to
Right.
do what I can do to help our clients. And that is so, so, so important because, it just doesn't stop. People are going, And if I was in Ormond, if I was at the office, I'd be ordering all the time from all my people for, having and deliver food and stuff. But I'm here in DeLand because, driving, 30, 40 minutes over that
Yeah.
way and stuff. But I'm thinking of them. I share it. Anytime anybody sees anything on Facebook, please share, comment, love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the more attraction they'll get.
Yeah, absolutely. And they are the ones that are suffering the most, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, um,
Absolutely.
and well, it's nice that you can remote in from home. We're the same way. We're remoting in from home, but we definitely have felt, right? I mean, people are not ordering signs right now. They're ordering some COVID related stuff, but it's not a large amount of stuff. But we're hoping that we can recover from it. And I know that we will. And I think a lot of that kind of goes back to our relationships in the community, right? Um, I know that a lot of people are probably going to go, I really don't need my chamber membership, but that's where the relationships are built. I mean, I'm a big chamber supporter. Um, I think
Absolutely.
it's crucial to your business, and you've seen it how it's been for you. So a little bit about that, like um, how do you see that fitting into your plan? When I mean, number one, I'm not an Ormond Chamber of Commerce member, but I do follow them on Facebook. I'm a huge supporter of the Daytona Regional Chamber of Commerce. We just joined the Holly Hill, but how do you see that fitting in your plan, moving the business forward? I mean, they've done a phenomenal job throughout all this, getting information, providing education, right? So
You have Nancy, who is doing a phenomenal job
yes,
at the Daytona Chamber, Regional Chamber. You have her Brian that's going out and making sure that we have our meetings. We're having our meetings on what is it called, Zoom? You
yeah,
know, it was so good seeing everybody, even though I had a little bit of technical difficulty for a second. But it was so great seeing everybody. My intentions are I'm not going nowhere. I've been working on these relationships for the last 6.5 years. I still plan to keep on going, 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 like the Energizer Bunny. They say,
mhm,
Terri, there's 24 hours in a day, but somehow or another you squeeze out 31 hours in a day. Um, just to being able to be part of this, like I said, Nancy has been doing a great job. You have Delan's doing a fantastic job. You have Ormond, Debbie, and Jeff are doing a fantastic job. It is great how they just didn't stop trying to, they're there and they're still trying to help the companies
yeah,
grow. They're still trying to help the companies, period, to figure out what they're going to do. They're giving the right information. That to me is so important because a lot of people, like with my mom and her health, Medicare, Medicaid, it is a god awful. Okay. I know personalized insurance. I know that. But this health insurance, Medicaid, Medicare, I don't know anything. And that can make you have a lot of stress. So
right.
these companies who are new, there's a lot of new companies, they don't know what to do and how to do. But the information was put out from our people from DeLand, from Ormond, from Daytona Chambers to help. And it was phenomenal.
Yeah, and I think for us, right? Because we're a franchise. we get so much information from our franchisees. We have an amazing franchise. Let me say that. I've worked with a lot of people that belong to other franchise models, and I have to say FASTSIGNS is an A plus all the way. So we have information that's coming to us all the time, but I have so many friends and colleagues that are small business owners that have no idea how to apply for a bridge loan, that have no information on the PPP, and the amount of information is overloaded. So
Way.
kudos to the Daytona Regional Chamber of Commerce that put that site together on their webpage, that page with all that information. They've been available and have just kind of helped like narrow that down. I know it's been really helpful. So I keep telling people, listen, if you're not a chamber member, this is why you should be a chamber member. This is really, this is the benefit, right? We look at it sometimes and we think, hey, you know, let's network, let's meet people. We're going to grow our business. I want to work on the business, not in the business, all those different things. And right now we're, you know, it's kind of weird because we don't have that opportunity necessarily, even though they've made it somewhat available for us to connect. But the information that they're giving us and narrowing that down takes so much time. And they've taken the time to do that. So I'm grateful to them. And of course, that's how we connected. So I'm definitely grateful for that.
Absolutely. You know, I don't own my own business. I work for a fantastic company, a caring company.
Yeah.
Again, the Equine Insurance Services, and they care. You know, and take the steps what they can do to get me set up at home was fantastic. So I can still do the trouble thing, get out there and sell, get out there and help people, get out there and make sure they got good coverage, low deductibles. And you know, I saved this cute little lady and her honey over $1,000 a year on their auto insurance. I get more excited I think sometimes than my clients do because I can save them money. I'm like, ooh, ching ching. Um, I love it. I so love it. But I'm so excited to be part of the Ormond community. So, you know, and the Daytona community, the Volusia County, even Orlando, you know, look at you, you know, you have Deborah, you know, she came all the way over to our meetings and drove all the way over here, you know, what was it, hour and 20 minutes to get to our meetings and stuff. She
I
was
know
so
she's
much fun.
watching, and she's still trying to decide if she's going to let me interview her. But I told her she should. She's amazing.
Well, I told you I was kind of nervous. You know, I was like, oh my gosh! Before I called him, you know, I sent you a green face. But you know, once we started talking and once we got into it, you know, get into this, it's phenomenal. And I'm just so we are going back to Puerto Rico, and you know, when we were there, I just want to say the last part of that trip, we had stuff to still deliver. We still had, you know, stuff to give out. And we went to that one tent. They said they didn't need anything. Then we went to another place. They didn't need anything. And then we went to me, you, and your aunt went to that one place. That big dog, roar, 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 I thought knocked you two over trying to get away because I didn't know if he was on a leash or not. I didn't want to get eaten up. So that was scary, right? I about knocked you both over. But and then far away, like a half a football field away, there was a tent and tents all along the fence and a building. And me and your aunt walked over there while you went to talk to the rest of the guys to see what our next move is going to do. And we just seen all that horrible destruction where the earthquake just crumbled those homes and buildings and schools and stuff. Ground Zero was
Mm.
absolutely devastating, and that really, you know, got, you know, that was very emotional, you know. And so, but we were holding tight and stuff. And so anyways, we walked over there and I didn't want to walk in, and I asked the lady, I said, do you hola inglés? And she goes, yes, yes. So we started speaking, can we come in? Yeah. So I'm calling you guys over. It was a church. I can't even tell you. I even when I tell people the story, I even get a little choked up. It was a church that got destroyed, and the school. You know, schools. You know, life still goes on. And these kids, they were having a party, a senior party for these kids. 97 kids. What's the population for a high school? 97 high schoolers. They had 60-something kids come and be part of this because the other kids were too far away because they had to move away because their homes were destroyed and stuff. To be able to go there and help them, and we climbed through this little fence. You know, I had to get into this little fence and get through there. It was just absolutely amazing. And we had all that medication, and we gave it to the guy, and he sat there. Remember, okay? Just gave me the UCs. He sat there. He's working 12 to 15 hours a day and trying to hand out stuff and help people, give them the medicine and stuff. And they're almost out. And when we got there, we had all that stuff, and he's sitting there counting it and he's putting it all in an order,
He was
and he
writing
starts.
in a in a
Well,
notepad.
yes, and he was taking all what he had.
Hmm.
He was crying, of course. Okay, I
I
won't
know
cry.
we
It's
were
okay.
crying.
It's okay. Hey, we don't cry. I mean, we don't. Seriously, when you see something, he was so overwhelmed with the kindness and the love. And every day that we were there, we did prayer. You had your preacher man come one day, and then another day we had everywhere that we went, we had
Prayer.
um, prayer and stuff. And it was absolutely amazing. And these kids, I got to talk to them, and they were so excited. This is not going to stop them. Their school is crashed and boomed and has fallen, and they're
Well,
here
so
celebrating.
when the earthquakes hit, they, the schools were all deemed unsafe for the most part, all around
Mhm.
the island, not just in this one area. So
Mhm.
I think the day that we went to Ground Zero, which was Monday, they had just opened up 180 schools of the
Mhm.
700 and some schools on the island. So people were just, I mean, students were at home. It was very it was very intense. But I will say, and I think everybody would agree, was that God was with us the whole way. It wasn't meant really to be a godly missions trip. I mean, we were doing it as a cares project. All of our businesses were like, "Hey, how can we just get this done?" But it just lined up. Um, because even at that church, when we got there, we asked them what they were in need of, and we had a limited amount of time left, and we had a limited amount of items, and everything that we had were the things that they were missing. So it was
Yes, and people were coming. People were coming
yeah.
sporadically. But when we got there, people were on the phone calling people saying that we had this and we had that. They had blankets. We had blankets and stuff. They were out of so much stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and the line was wrapped around. And then we did that big old circle of love and prayer. That I was, I think because my, was having kids, 16 and 21, and I just could not imagine. And like right now, we're going through this crazy time with this craziness, and our kids are not possibly not going to have their graduation. They're possibly not going to have their homecoming. They're not, that to me, my son's girlfriend Anne Marie, she's graduating this year, and she has homecoming, and I hope they're going to make it right. This coronavirus has been so scary and so devastating, and I just pray for everyone to stay safe and healthy. And, just, it's just crazy. And hopefully it gets out of here sooner than later.
Yeah.
And I just hope for the kids. And that's what touched me in Puerto Rico. You have these kids, their smiles, they were still smiling. And they totally, my kids play sports, and I was totally digging how they were so positive about it, and that just really touched the heart. And I stay into. I had one lady's number that let me come in there because you just can't go into places
Yeah.
without being asking first. And that trip was absolutely amazing. It was forever. It took us forever and a day to get back home that night. And I just and we were able to go to your dad's friend's little bar area there. That was so much fun.
Yeah. So we finished our mission trip. We had maybe 4 hours left before we had to go to the airport. And my dad's friend in the plaza where I'm from opened up his bar so we could karaoke and just fellowship together. And I left. That's when I did my video, uh,
Mhm.
my candid raw video. I
You went away. I kind of scared because you went away for a while,
I
and I'm
was.
thinking it's dark. It's dark out there, and everything was closed down except for your dad's friend's place opened up for us. And it was just some because we didn't have a lot of downtime. We didn't have a lot of downtime, and so we were just sitting there. And I think we got back about 8:30. I think it was 8:30. I got my pinchos. Oh my gosh, those pinchos! Harry, if you see this, Harry was my old neighbor. He made the best pinchos. That's how I knew about pinchos. Him and his beautiful Harry and his beautiful family. But I got your dad made sure I got my pinchos.
You did.
And anytime your dad or your family comes here, they have a home to come to
Aw,
because I can't even tell your aunt's restaurant. What's the name of your aunt's restaurant there?
Elias rooftop.
Oh yeah, that was so much fun. And then a cat went running by. Listen.
There's so many stories about Puerto Rico, and what was interesting is that we really couldn't record a lot of it because there were so many people involved, and they're at their most vulnerable. I mean, there was people in tents that hadn't showered for days, and there were older people in their 80s and younger kids. So we really what we captured was so small. But I think that's what connects us now. I mean, to go through that with you guys, I feel blessed that we got to do it together. So
Oh,
but
absolutely.
we did
Without
have
a
a
doubt.
fun time. We had a fun time packing up that 12-foot truck. Everybody went to sleep. Me, Terri, Trevor, and Maria stayed up and just talked the night away. We couldn't go to sleep. And then
Oh
I
no,
stayed up and
we
talked to my
sat there.
dad.
We sat there and had talked and laughed. And there's one picture that was in the back of the truck. All four of us were sitting back there. It was such a great picture. Pictures. I love pictures. Everyone's like, I got my camera. I got the longest arm. I can get it all. If there's a party at 20, I'm getting all 20 in, right? It was so
So neat.
so awesome.
You know
So
what's
humbling.
really cool? And I'm gonna talk to the rest of the gang, but maybe we can do this with our
All of
medicine
us.
mission trip. Wouldn't that be awesome?
It would, because I don't want people to forget about what we did. We've been so crazy getting back. I've been dealing with mom. Then we had this coronavirus going on, and everyone has to stay home. I think that once this all settles down, or even before that, if we get some
Yeah.
time
I
and
think
do what we're doing now.
we can do it here. Maybe I'll plan that one for a weekend when I'm going to try and focus on some business. We figure we do some outside sales calls, we do one-on-one, and we do networking during the week. So I figured with Adrienne putting that challenge out, which by the way, if you have not interviewed with her, you need to. Like,
Oh,
I'm going
I
to
want to.
challenge you to do this. She's amazing. If you
Challenge accepted.
This is great. I think it's an awesome way for us to show off our friends. And I'm so glad that she interviewed me because it made me think, wow, I really should showcase Terri and Laura and this one and that one and share a little bit about our businesses and what connects us because I do think that our stories are so important, right? Sometimes
Absolutely.
people see us for a second. We're at a networking thing. In our case, we're working with the chamber doing different roles and
Mm-hmm.
people don't get to know who we are. They just know, hey, that's the fine chick. That's insurance or that's trouble. But
That's trouble. They all know.
that
You know,
nickname does not belong, does not even go.
my mom doesn't like it, and Andrew, my boss doesn't like it. But I earned it. It's the good trouble, and they know when I come into a place. Oh, there's trouble. What's up, trouble?
Mhm.
And I know Rick, Rick,
Very
Rick with Yes, he doesn't like it, but it's all good. Rick, I love you.
good. But
But that's
it's because we love you and we know how tender and sweet you are, and you don't cause no trouble at all.
just the good trouble, just the good trouble. Do you know, we are so, we when we came together in the very beginning when we first met, it was like, sometimes we don't have a lot of time to talk and say hi, how you doing, because we're trying to make sure we meet everybody, go in there, mingle, mingle, mingle. But when you and I, after our the Stetson thing, we went over there and there was about 8 of us. I think it was 8 of us just came together. We sat down and then everyone just started laughing and having a great time. And then we had a good time too at the events, but it's just more one on one, more personable, and that's important because it's all about building that relationship. You know, I can belong to all three and be an ambassador for all three and be successful for all three and still go out there like Deborah. Look at Deborah. She was wonderful. Um, oh, somebody says I love you, Trouble. You are wonderful. Look at that. Huh? Someone just read that. That's funny. I'm not. Are you seeing anything? Are you seeing anything on the screen? Because I'm on my phone.
No, I'm not seeing it on my screen at the moment, but let me see. Let's see if there's some. Oh boy, I have so many comments on my phone.
Read a few of them. I can't. I don't want to do anything. You know me. I'm technical. Chris Toes. Where's my Chris Toes?
Oh my gosh. Well, also, I don't want you to hear me twice. Let's see. Deborah's on there. Mary Evans. Adrienne is on there. Jeff from the chamber. Sarah Sullivan.
I
Deborah
got.
says she's thinking about it. My mom was on there. Awesome. Well,
If
that's
you
great.
have,
I'm glad that they joined us. I'm going to interview my Fast Signs business consultant tomorrow. And I don't know if I've told you about her, Laura Volman. She is amazing. I think actually, you know what? You would love her because you guys have the same spirit. Like she breathes life into me. I
oh,
can't even tell you. She's just one of those people that just makes my heart sing. So if you get a chance, watch that. And I challenge you to do it. I'm trying to do one after hours right at the end of the day, and then one during the day when I would normally do like an outside sales call or a visit.
right.
Um,
Well,
so follow me,
people
and I want to
know.
follow you.
Definitely, absolutely. And I want to say about you and Fast Signs. Fast Signs, anytime I have somebody that needs, like you, limoncellos, you did their signs, I was like, he goes, Terri, I need this. I said, I got it. I text your information. You were on it like Johnny on the spot. Um, they needed these signs because when you drive past it, because it's set back in the corner, and they needed those big 10, 12-foot signs, those flag things. And you're always it's not all about me. It's about you and it's about our
Oh,
community. You do an amazing job. I love how you interact with people. You got your smile. You're doing the thing with the Daytona Chamber. It's it's great to see somebody that in there having fun.
oh
Just smile.
yeah.
Never stop smiling because that just smiling our souls just touch
Oh,
other people.
well,
It's
I think we're like-minded. I feel the same way about you. I'm
uh,
like, she's got that big smile, and you're a hugger. I love that. That's what I'm suffering with right now because I'm like, I can't hug people.
I have to. I know I can't hug because I want to be safe. Okay, because we all guys, please stay safe. But I did. I went to a dealership the other day and I gave an elbow. You know,
I
um,
can't.
and
I
I'm
can't. I
and
can't. No.
I want to do the hug, right? I want to do the hug. I'm sure the guy wants a hug too, but I just want to do the elbow thing. I want to do the elbow thing. But I did want to say, I've been doing some of my socializing. My girlfriend Melissa Costner, she does paparazzi. And there's about 26 of us ladies get on there at night at 9 o'clock. It's usually Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. And Karen Costner, she does it as well. She does it Saturday or she does it Sunday and Monday. And we get on there and we just don't sit there and buy joy. Sometimes we don't even buy joy. We sit there and enjoy that interaction
Each other's
because
company.
we ain't getting it at home. You know what I'm saying? And paparazzi is so much fun. $5 paparazzi is great. And I love look at see $5 paparazzi in my ring. Can you see my ring?
I know. I'm a big jewelry person.
Oh yes, and it's all for $5. And Melissa, she does such a great job, and her mom does too. But Melissa Costner, she's so wonderful, and we laugh so much, and that's what I miss that. Can I tell you? I miss my people. I miss
I
those people.
know.
And we had Monday morning. We had our fuel, not fuel. It's called oh my god, brain octane. Octane. We fueled it up with octane. Monday morning, we had 18 people come together from the Deland Chamber.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't seen them, and it was so awesome. We did it again at the Daytona Regional Chamber meeting with Brian. I can't wait for our next meetings. 8 o'clock. I was up at 7:30. I was so ready. I was like, oh gosh, 'cause I usually roll out of bed at 8:30.
I'm not gonna
And
lie. I think this is gonna be a good thing. So, Adrian, thank you for making me do this because I actually did like a little bit of makeup. Like, I still have my pajama pants on. But from here up, I'm somewhat decent. Like,
I have jeans shorts on. I don't have my pajamas on, but usually sometimes I do. It's okay.
I'm
No
just
one else is
rotating them out.
it's been a blessing. Again, thank you to my company for allowing me to work from home because and these guys are getting laid off right now. You know, God bless them, and hopefully they find something in it. Hopefully everything when this is all over, they get their jobs back. I've been um, I was just talking to somebody right before I got on here. Her husband got laid off. And, Luann, I'm thinking of you. I told you to go on. That was going to be live. Lorraine, not Luann, Lorraine. And I just want to let you know that I wish him nothing but the best. He's out there looking to do landscaping architect. So if anybody knows or is looking for a landscaper architect, please let me know because he's really cool and he's looking. So If anybody needs to talk, my phone is always on. I'm always on Facebook. I'm always, I'm sitting here working. I think working from home. I think I put in more hours working from home. Um, just some, even eating through lunch, just working. But we have these wonderful things. On Friday night, when I went to go pick up my mom from the rehab and brought her home to the assisted living, we had a party. All our offices, all like people got together, and we call it, 5 o'clock, somewhere we all have a drink, and it was so nice. I miss my guys I work with, my co-workers and stuff. But and Andrew, I sit right next to Andrew, my boss. He's so corny. He sits there like when he does it funny, his cheeks go way high. You can see him going up, and I miss his little quirkiness. But doing our our Zooms is
Mm-hmm.
nice to do that. And my mom was there, and she's like, "Hi," just like she was with Puerto Rico. And
Ah, yeah.
she was so proud of us. She was so proud of our group and stuff. But if
Those-
anybody needs me, I know, Carmen, we gotta cut this. If anybody needs me, I'm here. Y'all can call me, reach out to me. If you're bored at home, you want to pull out your policies, home or auto, please do pull them out. Let's call me. Let's talk about it. See, make sure you're not underinsured. Make sure you have good coverage. Make sure you and your families are protected because it's important. Because I care.
I know you do. And that's what I love about you. I love that you care. I love that it's genuine. And I'm so glad that we've connected and the opportunities that we've had in the last couple of years to grow our relationship. And I can't wait to give you a hug. Um,
Give you
so
a
we
hug.
will end it with that. I love you to death. So I'm going to tell Adrian that you're taking us up on this challenge.
I'm on the challenge. Just
On it.
as long as it's after hours, after 5:30, I'm good.
Do one a
I
day.
would love to do it.
Do one a day.
Oh God, I don't want to scare people away.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm so nervous, but talking to you, you make me feel so. Remember when we did our interview? When we were doing our interview before we went to Puerto Rico, we did a little interview. I was so nervous. I'm like, gosh, like how many? We only did like 3 or 4 retakes, but I talk to you, you make me calm and you make me relax. So thank you.
Well, I think you're a beautiful person. Again, I'm so glad that we've connected. I'm going to go ahead and end this so that people will interview you more and so that you can interview some people and so people can get to know you through other conversations as well. But I just love you to death. I can't wait to hug you.
I love you too. Mwah.
Mwah.
Bye, guys. Have a great one. Be blessed, be safe, and stay healthy.
All right. Same. Wear your mask. Give mama kisses. Bye.
I will. All right. Tell your family I said hello and give my best and lots of love.
I will.